Let's dive into the full narrated chapter of One Piece 1130. So let's go after the intro. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Before we begin, make sure to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. And well, let's get into the video. This is just an early translation, and I recommend checking out the official version released on Sunday through Manga Plus. Chapter 1130, title, The Cursed Prince. Cover story, Yamato is taking a nap with Otama. Text, they stole my sword while I was dozing. A mysterious shadow approaches, and an unknown hand grabs Yasui's sword. The chapter starts with Frankie declaring, certainly, the warriors of Elbaf. Dory and Brogy are crying as Frankie continues. The search has come to an end. We've reached a conclusion. Continuing to look won't help. The best option now is to trust our Nakamas and wait in Elbaf. Someone states, those people are definitely alive. They know how to take care of themselves. Thank you so much for helping us so earnestly. It was touching. Robin agrees. That's true. Let's wait in Elbaf. Our path is clear. Jinbei adds, yes, I used my connections with the sharks. They took care of everything with great attention, and I've thanked them enough. I'm grateful to them. Dory responds, no more delays then. Brogy finishes, understood. We then see the giant's ship, and someone announces, it's decided, everyone. Onward to Elbaf. Everyone cheers in unison. Woo! Let's toast to our return to our homeland. Another giant comments, no more faces, no drink, and no food. Page 2, the scene shifts to a cheerful Luffy, fresh out of the diorama. With his arms raised and a smile on his face, he exclaims, it's huge. In the next scene, they are in a forest under the snow. A castle can be seen in the background. Someone observes, this tree must be 1,000 years old. The castle sits atop a mountain connected by a very long bridge to a gigantic branch. Usopp, impressed, comments, just trees like this? What's with this cold? Nami, confused, says, wait a minute, this place is so vast I'm getting dizzy. Luffy, excited, observes, are there giants crossing that suspension bridge? Page 3, new figures appear. Intro box, new giant pirates Gerd, new giant pirates Goldberg. The giant Gerd walks with an owl in hand and remarks, why did Hajrudin let a weirdo like that join our crew? Goldberg replies, of course he has skills as a navigator, Desuyo. Goldberg always ends his sentences with Desuyo. Gerd, frustrated, says, I hate him. He's more of a disgrace to Elbaf than Loki himself. Goldberg laughs. Degyagya, if you say that again, Road will get mad. Gerd, serious, asks, you saw Muggin, right? His crow. It was carrying that small ship. Goldberg responds, of course, invaders must be captured, but Road ends up creating his own invaders. They head toward the castle because the owl, Piper, detected Road's crow carrying a ship. Since invasion is illegal in Elbaf, Road has a habit of capturing nearby ships and claiming they are invaders so he can imprison them. Page 4. The Straw Hats are watching the giants crossing the bridge, but of course, Luffy isn't hiding. Nami scolds him. Hey, Luffy, hide. Luffy responds, but they seem nice. Gerd comments, if he's kidnapped someone, I'm going to tell Jarul-sama. Jarul's the old giant from Big Mom's past, now about 408 years old. Usopp, emotional, exclaims, did you hear that, guys? They mentioned Elbaf. This place is... Sanji, love-struck, says, is there a woman that beautiful among the giants? Luffy tries to get the giant's attention, but Nami quickly covers his mouth. You idiot. They said invaders would be captured, remember? The giants turn around at the sound of a call, but the Straw Hats hide. Gerd comments, did someone call out, or was it just my imagination? Goldberg responds, it sounded like someone did. Page 5. While Goldberg and Gerd knock on the castle door, calling for Road, the Straw Hats run across the bridge. Below them is a forest filled with giant wolves. Along the way, Luffy stops and climbs up the bridge's ropes. Chopper, scared, comments, this bridge is so long. If the giants come and the structure can't hold, we won't have anywhere to run. Nami reassures him. The giant crossed the bridge too. Sanji, still in love, declares, I think this is love, referring to Gerd. Usopp, marching, says, test your courage, warriors. Zoro asks Luffy, what's the problem? Luffy, looking down, responds, did you feel that? That trembling feeling? Sanji says, just so you know, I'm not going to run. Zoro says, this guy isn't going either. I won't let you enter any forest this world has to offer. Luffy says, I heard that from Block Country, like a loud roar from someone, I think. Then Luffy jumps off the bridge, shouting, you guys go on ahead. Usopp, talking to himself in the third person, says, show some courage, Usopp, perhaps wanting to join in or even lead the group. Nami says, what? Luffy? Wait! Usopp! Where are you going, Luffy? There are wolves down there. Page 6. The scene changes, and we see the Giant's ship once again. Someone says, what did you say? Luck is on our side. Egghead was attacked. Another person says, yes, it's in this morning's paper. Dory says, surprised. Why such a lie? Brogy says, it's too small, I can't read it. Robin then says, I'll read it for you. The giant warrior pirates have awoken from their 100-year slumber and returned. Alongside Emperor Straw Hat Luffy, they turned Egghead into a sea of flames. The captains of the giant warrior pirates, Red Ogre Brogy and Blue Ogre Dory, received a bounty of 1.8 billion berries. We see the newspaper headlines showing the bounty for the two giants. Page 8. Brogy, shocked, says, 1.8 billion berries? Dory replies, it's not like we plan to reappear. A giant comments, weren't our heads worth 100 million each? That's quite a jump, Robin adds. Prices have changed completely compared to 100 years ago. But if they are the leaders of Elbaf's warriors, it makes sense. We see a photo of Luffy in his Nika form with an X on his arm in the newspaper. Robin says, meanwhile, our captain has been accused of being Vegapunk's murderer. Someone shouts. What? Frankie declares, that's a lie. As we see Lilith laughing at the situation, she says, waha, so you're the ones who killed me? Ha! And then you tried to protect me to the end. Brooke asks, that's a picture of Egghead, isn't it? Jinbei comments, probably. The hand of the world economy is everywhere. It doesn't matter who took them. Photos always sell for a high price. Page 9. We see the picture of Luffy with the X on his arm again. Robin says, that mark has always been on Luffy's arm when he became freer. Frankie, puzzled, replies, huh? I don't really remember. He's always jumping around, so it's hard to see clearly. Robin continues, but even though the lower part is blurry, the mark is very clear. Frankie jokes, you sure worry about strange things. Huh. Robin, thoughtful, comments, I have a feeling I've seen it before. Dory then says, either way, to think that Straw Hat is now on equal footing with red hair. Brogy adds, there's a young man named Hajrudin who became one of his subordinates, right? Kashi says, despite everything, he's still a son of the king. He was a rude brat, I believe. They wanted to come for you too, but the reason only we veterans came is because there's a little problem happening in Elbaf. Frankie asks, a problem? Page 9. A giant explains that during Dory and Brogy's absence, a legitimate son of the king was born, and he is called the Cursed Prince. He caused all kinds of disasters. A few years ago, he was sentenced to prison, but he almost managed to escape. All the warriors banded together to contain him. Jinbei, intrigued, asks, the giant warriors of Elbaf United is his name? Brogy replies, this guy is completely insane. He wanted the legendary Akuma no Mi passed down in the royal family of Elbaf, so he killed his father Harald and ate the fruit. If they free Prince Loki, the world is doomed. This guy is the disgrace of Elbaf. Pages 10 and 11. In an epic double-page spread, Luffy encounters a massive giant chained in the middle of the snow. This giant is Loki. Loki's design is incredible. He's a slim yet muscular giant with very long hair, 2 braids in front, and a goatee on his chin. He has some tattoos on his arms, though it's unclear what they are. He wears typical giant clothing with a belt buckle featuring a Jolly Roger with a crown. He also wears a black helmet with 2 long horns, similar to Marvel's Loki, and has an axe strapped to his back. Finally, his eyes are covered with bandages. The landscape of Elbaf reveals mountains surrounding the colossal Yggdrasil tree, which makes the mountains seem tiny. Yggdrasil is at least 12 to 13 times bigger than the mountains. There are waterfalls flowing from the giant tree. Its branches form a layer around the trunk, where it seems the giants live, as there's a majestic castle and village there. Cannons are pointed outward, and finally we see a massive sword piercing through the intermediate layer, seemingly reaching all the way to the ground. Final pages 12 and 13. Loki speaks. Name yourself? Luffy responds, I'm Luffy, the man who will become the king of the pirates. Loki, intrigued, asks, King, Luffy continues, "Where is this place? Who are you?" Loki replies, "This is the kingdom of Elbaf's warriors, Warland, the strongest kingdom once dedicated to war. And I am the sun god who will bring this world to its end, Loki." End of the chapter. Final note, everything is out of the ordinary. There will be a 2-week break. The next chapter will be officially released on November 10th, and that was the full narrated chapter. If you liked it, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. See you next time, and thanks.